The Cuban Revolution of 1959, led by Fidel Castro, marked a turning point in the nation's history, bringing an end to the Batista regime. However, as the revolutionary ideals took hold, dissenting voices emerged, leading to various uprisings against the Castro government. Among these, the Escambray Rebellion stands out as one of the most significant anti-Castro uprisings. This article delves into the Escambray Rebellion, exploring its origins, key players, and the complex dynamics that unfolded during this tumultuous period in Cuban history. Origins of dissent. The Escambray Rebellion took root in the central mountainous region of Cuba, known as the Escambray Mountains, where a diverse group of dissidents, including former Batista supporters, peasants, and anti-Castro revolutionaries, coalesced in opposition to Castro's rule. The rebels were motivated by various grievances, including perceived betrayals of the revolution's ideals, agrarian reforms, and the consolidation of power by the Castro government. Key players and rebel groups. The rebellion saw the emergence of multiple rebel groups operating in the Escambray region. Notable among them were the 13 March Revolutionary Directorate Dr. 13, the Second National Front of the Escambray Friend, and the Revolutionary Movement 13 November. These groups, composed of a mix of former Batista loyalists and disenchanted revolutionaries, sought to challenge the perceived authoritarianism of the Castro regime. Agrarian reforms and rural discontent. One of the catalysts for the Escambray Rebellion was the implementation of radical agrarian reforms by the Castro government. The redistribution of land and collectivization efforts in the rural areas of Cuba faced resistance from local peasants, many of whom had initially supported the revolution. The discontent in the countryside provided fertile ground for the anti-Castro rebellion to take root. Suppression and counterinsurgency. The Castro government responded to the Escambray Rebellion with a determined counterinsurgency campaign. The Cuban Revolutionary Armed Forces FAR and the Committees for the Defense of the Revolution CDR were mobilized to suppress the rebellion. The Escambray Mountains became a battleground, witnessing intense fighting between government forces and rebel groups seeking to establish liberated zones. International dimension. The Escambray Rebellion attracted attention on the international stage, with the United States providing support to anti-Castro groups. The Central Intelligence Agency CIA was reportedly involved in training and assisting rebel forces, contributing to the complex web of Cold War rivalries playing out in the Caribbean. The involvement of external actors added another layer of complexity to the rebellion and its broader implications. Legacy and aftermath. The Escambray Rebellion was eventually crushed by the Castro government by the mid-1960s. The aftermath of the rebellion saw widespread repression, with suspected rebels and sympathizers facing imprisonment, execution, or forced labor. The scars of the Escambray Rebellion lingered in Cuban society, shaping the dynamics of dissent and opposition to the Castro regime for decades to come. Conclusion. The Escambray Rebellion remains a pivotal chapter in Cuban history, symbolizing the internal fractures within the revolutionary movement and the challenges faced by dissenting voices in the aftermath of the Cuban Revolution. The rebellion's complex roots, the involvement of various rebel groups, and the international dimension highlight the intricate nature of anti-Castro uprisings during a period marked by ideological polarization and Cold War tensions.